Hello and welcome to my songs notes. The this is going to be the second book, which is called Book of Revolutions. Each book contains four albums. This is the third album, which is called um, Empty When Full, and this is part two of Empty When Full, which I will have to call Death Walks Like a Ninny. The reason for Death Walks Like a Ninny, I haven't named these so far, but I'm going to say Death Walks Like a Ninny is called that because these 30 songs deal with um, the deal with the death of Datton Risk, meaning a seal in the sketchbook representing the death of a version of me that I had previously graduated from in order to absolve me of my sins, um, not only through the future but for the past, because I was about to read all my sketchbooks. So I think we're coming up to a new one. I'm planning it a little bit. So, okay. Most people don't have a grand purpose, they're just committed to the system and it makes them nervous. Some people have a different problem, but if they solve it, they're fried. That's how my dad died, but a dad never dies. It goes on in every long. Who's ever heard one of my songs? It evolves, my life revolves, dissolves in logarithmic time. Because the dad never dies, most people don't have a grand purpose, they're just committed to the system and it makes them nervous. Some people have a different problem, and when they solve it, they're fried. But a dad never dies. I'm lying in bed and I never wanna wake up. I've got so much to do, but nothing I want done. Too old for a new dream to rouse me. Too bold for a school team to house me. I'd rather die with my ideas intact. You're telling me that you never wanna wake up. You've got so much to do, but nothing you want done. Too old for my pep talk to rouse you, or outside desires to house you. But you can't just die with your ideas intact. The lullaby is a lie, you are going to die. Tell it to the cow in the Grandin spiral, and if you think you'll go up to the sky, heaven is a lie as well. My life is a lie, dun 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 dun. My life is a thing used for making soap, a popular lie, dun 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 dun. As told by Donald Trump and the Pope. My posts are a lie, the truth is darker than you see. But all the villains in my stories are all based on me. No one can teach me to be what I want to be. But I'll write all about it in the hollow of a tree. Da 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 da. My life is a lie. Da 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 da. My life is a thing used for making soap. It's caustic like fire. Da 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 da. As told by Donald Trump and the Pope. To be spurned is to strike, and to be stricken is to spurn. The only thing that can't be learned is the ability to learn. My base is ablaze when on my heart I turn, but a brain just decays when there's nothing left to burn. Da, 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 da. Go away, go away. I don't care which way you go, just go away. I don't care who you bother, don't care where your seeds are sown, just go away, go away, go away, go away. I don't care which way you go, just go away. I don't care if you find your people or you're still just all alone, go away, go away. You can conspire with the bees, become a citizen Chinese. Whatever you may do, you just can't stay. You can while away the hours, conversing with the flowers, wherever it may be that you will stay. Go away, go away. I don't care which way you go, just go away. I don't care who you bother, don't care where your seeds are sown, just go away, go away, go away, go away. I don't care which way you go, just go away. I don't care if you find your people or you're still just all alone, just go away, go away. I don't care if you conspire to topple our empire. If you don't consent, we've no right through to the throne. And you can be a king in a sector or a pin if you agree to go away. Ever approaching equality, there's fluctuation of biology. It's an illness and I've come down with the symptoms. You're either down with the system or down with the system. In my head there's a little red hen saying who will bake the bread. My eye is high in the sky saying let's do this instead. Ever approaching equality, with fluctuation of biology. It could stay at equality if the centers slow it down when it gets there. It's an illness and solutions are the symptoms, like an allergy down from the immune system. Down with the system or down with the system. Everyone who fights throws the world into night past the day that they all hailed. They enrage the olden days, who reverse if at worst they are jailed. It's an illness and I've come down with the system. You're either down with the system or down with the system. My ego is a little boy with the seeds from the lands from the west. You can plant it in your own little garden, this time Voltaire knows best. Ever approaching equality, where's fluctuation of biology? It's an illness and solutions are the symptoms. You're either down with the system or down with the system. You want to rescue the villains of the world. Give them a prison of goods and girls. Give them somewhere free to do the things that they do. And nobody is harmed. The science shows our sensitivities are relative to the world that we know. But one thing you don't seem to enter, it's best to assume we're indoctrinated into the center. And how can you get through Thulia if there are only 8 variant laws? You can get it on a dating site if Anlia is lost. You want to rescue the villains of the world. You want to rescue the villains of the world. Give them a prison of goods and girls. Give them somewhere free to do the things that they do. And one of the villains is no longer you. That was Revolutions 36. Now going to Revolutions 37. You and me are not lovers, but I don't want to be a fighter. I tried to be a loner, but it's not right for us. My horoscope, it still says no, but says I'll hit and run. I don't know if it's still like when I was young. So I don't want to be a lover, 'cause I don't want to be a fighter. I tried to be a loner, but it's not right for us. Your horoscope leaves much to cope with, so I bite my tongue. Who's to know if it's still like when you were young? So we cannot be lovers if we don't want to be fighters. We can try to be loners, but it's not right for us. Huh? Okay, weird. And you can be a dreamer like I used to be, joined to build our land upon the sea, a place where we can be lovers, that doesn't care if we are fighters, where we won't have to be loners. We know it's not right for us. Our horoscope will be Greek to us. It says we'll hey and tie. And even though we're old, we can be young. I got an apartment like I had planned when I was 9. The parable was over and peace was mine. But I just kept on hugging and hacking online, 'cause I really didn't want to be the kind of man that people like. Don't let me be stable. Don't let me be unable to change, and don't marry me to fable and make me lose the way I'm so strange. The little me had such a thrilling, fulfilling plan for my whole life. Don't tell me it won't be my own hell, but just a job and a wife. I got a job. It was only to last 3 months, but oh my god, somebody there gave me the goosebumps. But I just kept on writing my thoughts deep in online. I couldn't afford to tell them I liked them. Don't let me be stable. Don't let me be unable to change, and don't marry me to fable and make me lose the way I'm so strange. The little me had such a thrilling, fulfilling plan for my whole life. Don't tell me it won't be my hell, but just a job and a wife. I learned to drive. It took me the whole of a year. I haven't ever gotten drunk or ran straight into a deer. But I just kept on asking my mom and dad for a ride. I wanna have a pin when I reach Anley in life. Don't let me be stable. Don't let me be unable to change, and don't marry me to fable and make me lose the way I'm so strange. The little me had such a thrilling, fulfilling plan for my whole life. Don't tell me it won't be my hell, but just a job and a wife. I went to school. It's gotta be the 3rd time now. It isn't cool. I'm so old, but no one can tell. But I just keep on giving up, scraping by, tripping up, and there's nothing to sell. I've descended the levels of purgatory straight out of hell. Every single Christmas in this half-Jewish family, when the candles go out, we make our wishes for what we want under the Hanukkah tree. Happy Hanukkahs, happy Hanukkahs. When the candles go out, we make our wishes for what we want under the Hanukkah tree. Little ornaments in the oven, made them out of Sculpey clay. Santa's got a little elf that wears the Star of Day. Tiny white menorahs made out of Sculpey clay. Dreidel doesn't spin because it's hanging by a thread. Happy Hanukkahs, happy Hanukkahs. When the candles go out, we make our wishes for what we want under the Hanukkah tree. Brisket in the oven, it gets as soft as dreams. We wouldn't make a ham, but we'd still bring the sour cream. Locusts in the oil, brisket with the veg. It's the greatest dinner of the year, 'cause Mom learned from the best. Happy Hanukkahs, happy Hanukkahs. When the candles go out, we make our wishes for what we want under the Hanukkah tree. We know it's supposed to burn all light, but fire won't behave. We blow the Hanukkah candles out like a birthday cake. Big Sculpey in the oven, baking like a cake. For the top of our autonomous tree, a giant star of day. I've heard the stories, I know that nothing else will matter. I've seen the movies, I know you'll never get enough. I've burned bridges before, I know it always ends so quickly. I don't want to get addicted to love. It's the one bone you can't let alone. Then how you heal your broken home. I don't want to get addicted, I don't want to get addicted, I don't want to get addicted to love. I've been to grooms, and they were all fun while they lasted. I've been back home, and I've been safe here with my folks. I've been in my place alone, and it devolves into panic. I wish I never got addicted to love. There's still the one bone you can't let alone. Now how can I heal my broken home? I wish I never got addicted, wish I never got addicted, wish I never got addicted to love. I've been on dates, but they were really just for practice. I've slept with someone, but not since I was 10. All those bridges before, but they didn't end so quickly. No need to be afraid to be addicted to love. It isn't real. You say it's just a spiel. You say I should do something real to make my bread, but when I feel distraught, I cannot stay. I can't stay long enough to make my stead. The point of an invention is that it isn't real. That's how I can own it. It's such a steal. And I can build so my fortune is sealed. But you won't invest in something that isn't real. You say it's just a spiel. You say I should do something real to make my bread, but when I feel distraught, I cannot stay. I can't stay long enough to make my stead. I'm leaving you. That's how I feel. Because you won't invest in something that isn't real. I asked for a fox, a cute little fox, who would play around in a cardboard box. I wouldn't know what to make of this mess when there was no fox given on Christmas. They're domesticated, I'd be elated. They're bred with domestic dogs. My parents are assuming backward hicks who function only as cogs. I asked for a fox, a cute little fox who would play around in a cardboard box. I wouldn't know what to make of this mess when there was no fox given on Christmas. I don't want to make him into a coat. We'll see if he gets along with the goat. But what can I make of this mess when there'd be no fox given on Christmas? No fox given to me. They're like boo dystopia, boo dystopia. We are the new dystopia. The world don't have no hope for ya. Boo dystopia, boo dystopia. We wanna be the new utopia. We have a lot of hope for ya. New dystopia. New dystopia. We have no house, we have no car. We'll send your granddaughter to Mars. We live in pins with caps. We don't eat lambs and caps with a new utopia. New utopia. We are the new utopia. We have a lot of hope for ya. You're a Manx cat, always seem to know where it's at. Maybe someday you'll take a bat and swing my way. You can talk to your Maine Coon, sun himself on the windowsill. I'll be the one to save you, if on occasion you'll save me as well. 'Cause you're a Manx cat, I wouldn't ask for anyone else. You're a Manx cat. Da, 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 da. Always seem to know where it's at. Da, 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 da. Maybe someday you'll take a bat and swing my way. You can talk to your Russian blue. If only I knew the things he knew, I'd rise to the top of your communist coup, and you'd take me home with you. Da 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 da. You're a Manx cat, always seem to know where it's at. Maybe someday you'll take a bat and swing my way. You can talk to your tabby. It makes a difference like the Beatles on the road to the Abbey. I've been afraid of that, but I've been an amazing cat too. I've been in college for 8 whole years, and I'd be for 4 whole more. I worked my ass off for my degree, but my ass wasn't very big after all. Now I'm coming back to Carborough where engines go to die. I'm feeling rather plucky, I don't know the reason why. It's just like, oh, Canada, my home and native land. I'm thinking I better practice my, well, say, cat, baby, no time for testing fate. The oracle awaits, and Rachel's at the door. Back at 3:04, it's just like, oh, Canada, my home and native land. I'm thinking I better practice my, well, say, cat, baby. I used to be a gifted one. I never picked up a book I didn't write. They'll have to give me my degree at the age of 29. It's just like dun 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 dun. It's just like, oh, Canada, for my home and native land. I'm thinking I better practice my, well, say, cat, baby, the house at 3:04 don't belong to me anymore. Lord, keep me away from this town before I pull a Bojack horseman. That Shepherd Dobra Labrador since 17's been dead, but I of late deteriorate in the sacred space of my head. I told you about the Olanus wheel. You know the thing that shows you your year. But here's another thing you should know. Death comes in the snow, looking through the stardust lens. See how the young guy punish each other. Listen how the wakeboard sings you a song of a place called Anlia. I told you about the Uggins and me. You know that they've returned to the trees. But here's another thing you should see. My old sex are free, looking through the stardust lens. See how the young guy punish each other. Listen how the wakeboard sings you a song of a place called Anlia. I told you about the day of all flags. There be so many with the pin and the cap. But here's another thing that stifles my hope. The last door is broke, looking through the stardust lens. See how the young guy punish each other. Listen how the wakeboard sings you a song of a place called Anlia. I told you about the night in the rain. Good luck to you if you bear the pain. But here's another thing I should say. My Rick's graduated. I'm a nut, which means I'm cracked. But I wasn't cracked until they knew they had to crack me. And I crack up all the time. It isn't bad for me, for you it's heart attacking. I wanna be a whole nut again. Pour the crystal of the sugar inside my cracks. Crystallize my mind in peace, wholeness, and perfection. Take me away from this world's pickaxe. I'm a spud, which means I'm cooked. But I wasn't cooked until they knew they had to cook me. And you are a banana, which means you're smooth. But you weren't smooth until they had to make a smoothie. Ikokolagda, grog, grog, grog. Ikokolagda, grog, grog, grog. Ikokolagda, lia, grog, grog, grog. Ikokolagda, lia, grog, grog, grog. I am a toad, croak, croak, croak. I am a toad, croak, croak, croak. Welcome to my abode, croak, croak, croak. Welcome to my abode, croak, croak, croak. Icocolata, croak, croak, croak. Icocolata, croak, croak, croak. Icocolata, lia, croak, croak, croak. Icocolata, lia, croak, croak, croak. I am a frog, croak, croak, croak. I am a frog, croak, croak, croak. Just sitting on a log, croak, croak, croak. Just sitting on a log, croak, croak, croak. A coco lag lang, croak, croak, croak. A coco lag kang, croak, croak, croak. I'm not a pig, snort, snort, snort. I'm not a pig, snort, snort, snort. But it really is no big, snort, snort, snort. But it really is no big. Revolution's 39. Okay. I'm just trying to sell. Wait, no. Sorry. Um, I'm just trying to sell my childhood self. I've got him on tape, I've got him on paper, I've got him in the cloud. I'm just trying to sell my childhood self so I can eke a meager living out for now. He had such high expectations. People had such high expectations of him. He did so much work for one moment. Now I've only done what's real at a slower rate. I'm just trying to sell my childhood self. I've got him on tape, I've got him on paper, I've got him in the cloud. I'm just trying to sell my childhood self so I can eke a meager living out for now. But if you look at the parables he told in his day, there's really no way it could have turned out any other way. I have songs that I make fresh now, and it all goes with that and risk in the cloud. This is probably not a legally safe parody, though. Go ahead. And Leah will call you any long or cold. You've always heard it call you since how long you are old. Your own special triggers, your own special ticks, robots to restrain you and separate you from the victims. And Leah will call you with a pim and a cat. Your machines meant to feed you and recycle your crap. And Leah will call you as Anga scares you away. It will always have you hoping any day, any day. Little boy, only 14 years old, kicking at his mom for everything that he needs. The abuse will never end until independence is reached. Fighting over what's on the horizon, all she has to say is go home. Then he has his own guilt to keep eyes on, so we would rather continue to roam. Little kid, only 10 years old, getting kicked out of camp 'cause home is where he wants to be. The abuse will never end until independence is reached. Take the bus or the bike or a drive and no one will chase him anymore. Has to be 18 but he needs to be less. They'll keep going until 24. Independence becomes an abstraction, an extreme that is reached in the nanobot form, leading the world as a whole to destruction to make an idea unique and radical. Human race just trying to slow down the pace, exploiting everything that they see. The abuse will never end until independence is reached. Spaceships, earthships, sea ships too. Solar heat dish powers the 3D printer to recycle everything that they use. Independence is not interdependence, the concept dismissed, but it's nothing new. As long as you really need someone for something, someone's gonna be abused. I enjoy my suburban lifestyle. I dream of Anlia. But in the meanwhile, bag of kale and red kidney beans. It's not so good, but it's good for the scene. I enjoy my suburban lifestyle. I dream of Anlia. But in the meanwhile, falls of red and springs of green, living the American dream. I enjoy my suburban lifestyle. I dream of Anlia. But in the meanwhile, kombucha helps me draw my dream while I'm living the American dream. I enjoy my suburban lifestyle. I dream of Anlia. But in the meanwhile, working my job out of the scene, living the American dream. Oh, living the American dream. You act so smug when I stare at the rug and watch it swirl around. You think I see that I really need to have somebody now. You really think I would dread to reap the seeds that I have sown if I was living on the sea all on my own. You really think I would run from any promises of love if I could find a sec for the sex I'm always dreaming of. You act so smug when you see me admit that life is easier than this. It'd be easier to calm my fears and single-handedly bring my world into the future. But I still would cry the tears for the ideas never put to use here. You really think I would dread to reap the seeds that I have sown if I was living on the sea all on my own? You really think I would run for any promises of love if I could find a sec for the sex I'm always dreaming of? You really think I would dread to reap the seeds that I have sown if I was living on the sea all on my own? You really think I would run from any promises of love if I could find a sec for the sex I'm always dreaming of? Mozambique, Mozambique, why don't you mosey on over? Be unique, be unique. You don't need a real life lover. Be a freak, because we'll always have each other. Why don't you mosey on over to Mozambique? Ambiguously confiding in a friend how you really want it in the end. Not much has changed since you were the age 19, but because not much has changed, that's why you're green. Mozambique, Mozambique, why don't you mosey on over? Be unique, be unique. You don't need a real life lover. Be a freak, 'cause we'll always have each other. Why don't you mosey on over to Mozambique? Ambiguously confiding in a friend how you really want it in the end. $1,000 a month will go as far as it once did. They'll never expect anything but for you to be a kid. Mozambique, Mozambique, why don't you mosey on over? Be unique, be unique. You don't need a real life lover. Be a freak, because we'll always have each other. Why don't you mosey on over to Mozambique? We really shouldn't project our dreams on far off foreign countries we ourselves will never understand. But most of your contemporaries agree it's better than twisting green to someday build yourself a brand new land. Okay, last one. Some people want to fight at the price of being hit. Some people want to touch at the price of being bit. Everyone wants love is a broad and simple myth. Everyone wants someone who acts just like them. Someone who isn't bothered by what they do, every single combination. Someone who never bothers you with any of their traits. And a little city that still grew from the people of their nation. Coincidence don't follow, you know that is just conflation. Everyone wants love is a broad and simple myth. Everyone wants someone who acts just like them. Some people want a pill at the price of everybody being high. Some people want a thrill at the price of learning whether or not they die. Some people want it pure, and some people want it even. But I promise you my own construction's all that I believe in. Hmm. Do 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 do. Hmm. Do 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 do. Some people want the truth. Some towers are felled by reason, and some people are a tooth that just builds up slower every season. Last year I spoke that it was a bad, bad year, that much is clear. The next year we'd have nothing to fear, but I made sure to make it clear that the next year I'd feel some fear that now that bad, bad year's come round worse than anything then for. That bad, bad years come round, I tried not to ask for more. It started when I hit a car. For the first time it was marred. I had to pay full price for my meds. I yelled at my mom like low-key dead. I broke my laptop in the rain. And you know there really was a pain. I missed my chance to get to classes. And now school will sure outlast my money. That bad, bad years come round, worse than anything in four. That bad, bad years come round, and I try not to ask for more. In the center I work my magic. I can stop and do nothing drastic. And when that bad, bad years comes round, I'll take it gracefully. That bad, bad year comes round, it won't make a waste of me. It started when I hit a car. I was nice and it got me far. I had to pay full price for my meds. I didn't hit dead and risk is dead. I broke my laptop in the rain. I got a new one, better and the same. I missed my chance to get to classes, but not quitting to walk the grasses. And when that bad, bad year comes round, I'll take it gracefully. That bad, bad year comes round, won't make a waste of me, 'cause when that bad, bad year comes round, I'm ready now. Oh, the ever life-giving sun, they all know it's the only one. But I want the sun in my pocket. I'd take my sun far away from you. On my keychain, on my waist, I would rock it. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I saw the sun in a dream, a small one just for me, so I'd be independent. I saw the sun in a dream, a small one just for me, that's why I don't need to be attentive. I've been keeping tabs on the sun since 1,000 years ago, when I was younger than you were when you broke free. I'd sprinkle sunlight on my Coke and pizza trees, and I'd take my son to the seas. I saw the sun in a dream, a small one just for me, so I'd be independent. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I saw the sun in a dream, a small one just for me. That's why I don't need to be attentive. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, the life-giving sun, they all insist it's the only one. But I asked for the sun in my pocket. I'd take my son far away from you. On my keychain, on my waist, I would rock it. But all of my time spent moving towards the sun stretches farther in the future every day. And I've been alone on my star for some time. And alone always brings me dismay. Oh, the ever life-giving sun has to be the only one. But I asked for the sun in my pocket. I take my son far away from you and toward someone else I could tolerate. Let's see. See, this one's new, so it's gonna be hard. Let's see. Now older people have children. They get too old for the thrills, and bouncing off the walls is not so fun. Don't medicate me for being young. Don't medicate me for being young. Young, young. Da, 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 da. Violence should be expected. That's why we fight to protect a nation that we say we do not love. It's not because we lie. Don't medicate me for being young. Don't medicate me for being young. Young, young, don't medicate. This lithium makes Parkinson's. Like my old great aunt I only met once. I'm sick with medicine. My cognitive and emotional mind has been impaired. I'm sick with medicine. My cognitive and emotional mind has been impaired. Old people have children. They build a home close to the home where people medicate them for being old. Old people don't like themselves, it's pretty clear to see. So they take their pills quite cold when people medicate them for being old. The modeling clay and the skull be sit in class together, being pressed against the mold. The modeling clay is so promising, as long as all things will stay cold. Then the modeling clay melts down as the sculpting gets hotter. I just seem to see through the cracks and never break the mold. Every 4 years it's a different oven. Every 4 years it's a different mold. Funny how I never seem to get smarter. Funny how I never seem to get old. And the modeling clay melts down. The modeling clay melts down as the sculpting gets harder. I just seem to see through the cracks and never break the mold. The modeling clay in the Sculpey. No, Mom! Modeling clay and the Sculpey take very different paths. Modeling clay sits in a drip sand castle, and the Sculpey is a tool that is used for a task. I don't know. Always said but never heard. You'll never find someone whose help does not just hurt. You're better voting for P. Murd. At least you know what he will do. Because you're evil. Always fighting the culture because you're evil. Blending, grinding like a vulture because you're evil. No matter what the world brings, you push harder against it like a push-to-pulled spring. Always said but never heard. You'll find some whose help does not just hurt. Better to work with the dumb. They'll never try to help, but their will's under your thumb. Because you're evil. Always fighting the culture because you're evil. Blending, grinding like a vulture because you're evil. No matter what the world brings. I'm going to start over. Always said but never heard. You'll never find someone whose help doesn't just hurt. You're better voting for P. Murd. At least you know what he will do because you're evil. Always fighting the culture because you're evil. Blending, grinding like a vulture because you're evil. No matter what the world brings, push against it like a push-pulled spring. Always said but never heard. You'll never find someone whose help does not just hurt. Better to work with, better to work with the dumb. They'll never try to help, but their will's under your thumb. Because you're evil. Always fighting the culture because you're evil. Blending, grinding like a vulture because you're evil. No matter what the world brings, you push against it like a push-to-pulled spring because you're evil. Always fighting the culture because you're evil. Blending, grinding like a vulture because you're evil. No matter what the world brings, you push against it like a push to bolt spring. Alright, I'm done.